Let's do this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Brandon, how are you today? It is Wednesday evening, September 11th. Ray's the first one on the list today. Hey, Ray, how you doing? Relic, Blake Hoppy, Gallant, you're here early today. All right. Let's keep on going. Let's roll. Let's take a look at some stocks today. Jump on in, see what we're looking at. First thing on the list is going to be Nike. AMAT looks excellent. Well, let's take a look at AMAT. Applied Materials. Interesting. First thing we always want to see: our high, our low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? A nice little jump up today, cool beans. 185.92, we'd be looking at the 185. It's going for 2 days. It's going for 285. Cool beans, nice. That's over 1% right there. The 185s for 2 days. Applied Material, kind of neat. Let's take a quick look. A year ago, we're at 146. The bottom was end of October at 128.41. Mikey, Mr. Trout. Jason on vacation. Two Jasons. Jason Bolt and Jason on vacation. Cool. Robert Goldstein, Philip, Island Girl. Island Girl. Ooh, who sings that song, Island Girl? Craig Fisher. Stuart, Steve, Secretariat, how you doing? Chris, Barton, how you doing? Okay, so a year ago, 128.41. The top was 255.62, and that was in the middle of July. The last 30 days. Here we go. Last 30 days for Applied Material. This works for next. Looks good for, yeah. Okay. The last 30 days for Applied Material. 30 days ago, we're at 190. She shoots up to 212.50. Drops. Our 30-day bottom was on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All three higher days. Okay. And it looks... Let's take a look at Applied Material. What does it normally do this time of year? This time of year, a little bit to the downside. Not huge. But that's something you got to take into consideration. Usually this time of year, she's going to go sideways for about a week, all right, for the rest of the week. And then next week, she should dip down just a little bit. Not huge, but still, it is what it is. And a little bit of a dip. All right, so that's Applied Materials. Next on our list, we're going to look at Nike. Nike. Wow, Nike's dipping down again. Cool beans. First thing I always want to see is the high of the year. That's 124. The bottom of the year, 71. A year ago, we're at 97. Now we're currently at 78. And then we had this big gap down right here. Okay, from 95 all the way down to 75. Okay, well, let's take a look at the last 30 days. Because that's what I based all my trading on. What does the last 30 days look like? In what direction do we think it's going to go? All right, last 30 days. Yep, Nike looks like she's coming down. No sound? What do you mean there's no sound? All right, you guys can't hear. Can anyone else hear me on TikTok? All right, Bob can hear me. Must be you, Darbenly. All right, Darbenly, it's just you, dude. All right, there's sound for me. Secretary Cool Beans, loud and clear. All righty. I hear you well. All right, so Darbenly, you have to check out your phone or your computer, whatever you're listening on. Now, for you guys who don't know, This screen behind me is live on YouTube. So more than likely, if you're on your phone or an iPad or something like that, you're not going to see these tiny little numbers. All right, you might not even see these numbers over here or these numbers here or the numbers up here. That's why this screen is live on YouTube. So if you have Comcast, Bright Light, whatever internet service, I'm watching live on YouTube. There you go, the knowledgeable investor, and a picture of yours truly. Okay, boss, can I ask one question? Wolf, go ahead. Don't call me boss. I'm just your average everyday guy. You can see the chart and the option chain a lot better. Yeah, on YouTube you can. I want to buy a screen. All right. Andrew, how are you doing over there on YouTube? I want to buy a screen is different. Okay. Yes, YouTube. What are you drinking? Water and honey. I'm having an issue with my throat. I'm talking too much. Okay. Now, I was never much of a talker growing up. Okay, my manufacturing company, I actually owned a manufacturing company for a while. I used to be a CEO, believe it or not. But I didn't talk as much as I'm talking nowadays. The Epic Outlet. Do you ever use RSI, MACD, and the slow statistics? Yeah, no, I don't. Queso, how are you doing? Wider looks better. Yes, you're absolutely right. So to answer your question, the only indicators that I use are my calendar. Now that may sound totally strange, okay? Totally strange to use a calendar as an indicator. Well, here's the reasoning. What chart is that behind you? Well, this chart here is Nike. That's just a 30-day chart for Nike. This over here is my calendar. What do you mainly trade? I mainly trade dividend stocks, and that is it. Disney, huh? We'll take a look at Disney. D-I-S. Now, let me tell you why the only indicators that I use. Number one, the calendar. Because I look for companies that are consistently profitable. Now, I could jump in and take a look at all of the annual reports, take a look at all the quarterly reports, and dissect all that crap. Or I can cheat and go straight to the dividends. Do I day trade? No. Okay, I do options and I don't do long term. Isn't that weird? Okay, so here's the thing. I look for companies that are consistently profitable and I go right to the dividends. How's your day been going? Not bad. I got quite a bit done today. Your thoughts on Micron technology? I'll write it down. We'll take a look at it if we get time. As I was saying, I look for companies consistently profitable. I go straight to the dividends. Now, the reason I go straight to the dividends, because a portion of the corporate's profits go directly to the investors, and that's you and me. We start buying and selling stock, we become the investors, we become the shareholders. Joe Sullivan, haven't seen you in a couple of days, dude. How are you doing? So I go directly to the dividends, and if the dividend increases every single year, well, think about it logically. Because it kind of makes sense. If the company's consistently profitable and a portion of the profits go directly, Ola from Hawaii, how are you? You like the video? Thank you very much. So if a portion of the corporate's profits go directly to the investors, that's you and me. So if it's going directly to the investors, why do I need to read all the reports? The only thing I'm interested in is, are they consistently profitable? Well, if the dividends increase every single year and a portion of the profits are going to the investors, well, it's kind of like paint by numbers. You know, X amount goes towards overhead, X amount goes towards labor, X amount goes towards fixed cost, X amount goes towards utilities, blah, 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 all that kind of nasty stuff, and then X amount goes towards the investors. Okay, if that is the game plan of all these companies, if the dividend increases every single year, well, then they must be profitable every single year. Okay, so once I figure out what companies I'm looking for, good evening, Lucky Larry, Fresh Frozen, how are you? Flash Frozen, how you doing? Louis, lose Asso. So if you have a stock like IBM that pays a dividend, how do you make money just trading dividends? Oh, Lou, hold that thought. It's going to make sense very shortly. Okay? So don't go anywhere. Flash frozen, yes, I'm looking for that 1% per week. So if I isolate the dividend, which increases every single year, well, that means the company is profitable year after year after year after year. So I only look at companies that have 20 years. That's 2 decades. 20 years of increased dividends. Now there's 9,600. You know what? We haven't done this all week this week, and I don't think we did it last week. So let's just quickly do it. And go to FinViz. Now, FinViz tells me exactly how many stocks are available every single week. Screener. Okay. And here you have it. 9,641 different companies. Okay? That's how many companies are available every single day. Flash frozen, you can get the list if you join the morning trading group. Mara, 5% premium on next week. Yeah, Joe, I actually have Mara, and I actually moved it forward. Y'all send James some love. Thanks, Redneck. Awesome. Okay, so here we are at FinViz. It's called Financial Visualization. You have a lot of information on here. The exchange, market cap, earnings dates, price, index, dividend yield, average volume, target price, sector, short float, blah, 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 blah. So you have descriptive, you got fundamental, you have technical, news, ETF, all. A lot of information, okay? But this is what I'm mainly concerned about. 9,641 different companies. Okay, great. So let's go to the dividend yield, just the dividend yield right here. This is going to separate all the companies that pay dividends and all the companies that do not have dividends. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go who has positive dividends. Well, there's 5,473 have positive dividends. Well, that's still a lot. Michael, you're a newbie trader, cool beans. Just sit, chill, hang out, and keep on watching. Now, if I change it to a 1% yield, 2% yield, 3% yield, 4% yield, it gets rid of some of them that don't actually pay that well. Okay, so 3% yield or higher, we are down to 2,500 different companies. All right, so 2,500 different companies. How do you decide which ones? Well, out of those 2,500 different companies, they all don't have options. So let's look at this end right here, options. So if I click on that and I want to look at optionable stocks, so now I go, now we're looking at 1,449. Well, that's still a lot of stocks to look at. But here's the thing. This does not tell me if it's a weekly or a monthly option. So I have to go through them all one at a time. And that's 1,449. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's get back to here. So now, as I was saying, out of all those 9,600 different companies, I'm looking for consistent increases in dividends. Now, that's 20 years or more. That's the dividend kings, the dividend aristocrats, the dividend champions, and the dividend contenders. Those 4 lists right there will give you over 300 different companies that have consistently increased their dividends. Great. Well, now I have 300 companies. What do I do with them? Me, I take them and I stick them into a calendar. Oh, I'm in the wrong freaking thing. That's what I want right there. All right. I stick them into a calendar to tell me when they pay their dividends. The reason why I'm looking for when they pay their dividends is because before the dividend is paid out, these little green dots, before the dividend is paid out, all right, they have a tendency to go up in value. Hold on a second. Verizon. Emin, we'll take a look at Verizon. Once again, Laurie, I'm a member, but I could not figure out how to get your list. or calendar this morning. You know, Laurie, I asked like 3 or 4 times, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Everybody, don't feel embarrassed if you think that's a simple, easy question. We all should know it. Because everybody in the morning trading group did not at one point know how to do that. And everybody there is very understanding. So if you want to ask, if you want to hang out after all the trading is done, I have no problem doing that whatsoever. So tomorrow morning, when I ask, does anybody have any questions? Please ask me. That way I can actually show you right on your account or on my account, one step at a time. Okay, that's what you're paying for, one step at a time as I walk you through it. If this strategy works, why are you here right now? Puppies and fun. Okay, it's an excellent question because I get that question about once a month. If this works, why am I here sharing it? Well, here's the thing. Here's the honest truth. Well, I get two things to tell you. Number one, I honestly don't really care if you appreciate this or not. I really don't. I am documenting what I do for my children and my future grandchildren. So at some point in time, all these videos will be recorded onto a hard drive. And then they say, hey, what was Grandpa like? Well, here you go. These videos, since for the last 12 years, because I've been recording for the last 12 years and doing videos for the last 12 years, showing how I make my money. So my grandchildren will know who or what their grandfather used to do. That's number one. Number two is, at some point in the near future, I am going to be doing a hedge fund myself. I have a secret strategy. L-Dog, how are you? It's called, that's a good one. Okay, so in the future, within the next year or so, I am going to be opening up a hedge fund. So I'm searching high and low to find those people that have the same core values as me. Now, I've been doing this since January. I honestly believe I have maybe a handful, 4 or 5, that would like to be board members of this new corporation I'm going to start up. And then we will be offering our stocks at 20% rate of return per year, which is a hell of a lot better than anyone is doing. Gray Matter, how are you doing? And yeah, it's going to be slow and steady at first, but I'm working on the groundwork at this moment in time. So you are currently witnessing the pre-offer to my corporation. Hey, your son stole my bike off my porch 2 days ago. I'm sure he did. It was my mongoose. Well, alrighty then. All right, I want the calendar. Okay, so Fresh Frozen. I tell people, download Thinkorswim. Okay, this makes it easier for me to communicate with people because the calendar is available. Good on James's son. My children don't ride bikes anymore, so terribly sorry. So the calendar, you can get an EX Dividend calendar just by going to Google and typing in the search bar EX Dividend calendar, and a whole bunch of them will pop up. I like Thinkorswim. It has a dividend calendar in there. It has something that no other company has. Yeah, it's going to be all right when I catch your son. I'm sure it will. Okay. I forgot what I was doing. Where was I going with that? Oh, so anyway, what you're witnessing, and yeah, you're right. That at some point in your life, who was that one? Who said that one? Puppies and fun. Okay. At some point in your life, okay, this is going to be true for almost everybody. Almost. Not everyone, but almost everyone. At some point in your life, money is going to take a back seat as opposed to contributing to society, giving back the knowledge that I have. I don't want all the knowledge that I have to go with me. Okay, anytime my kids want me to do something, I never do it by myself. I always insist that they are right there next to me and I watch as they do it. I want to pass along my information that I've accumulated since I started working. Now, I've been working since 1973. It's time for me to have time off. But I never do anything anymore myself. I always have all my children do it. I have 3. And I insist that they do it. Now, Say, Dad, can't we just buy a new one? Yes, we can, but I want you to fix this one so you will know how to do it. After you know how to do it, you never have to do it again, but you at least have to know. So I want to pass along my information, and that's what I'm doing here. Money doesn't have as much value to me as it used to. My value now, what I value the most now, is my time. Now, I like to play with my plants. I have a nice little garden. I have a nice array of different plants and whatnot. I like to build stuff. I built a birdhouse. Now I'm building a swing for my mom's house, and then my mom's still around. She wants to replace the old swing. So anyway, I'm building a swing in the garage, and I actually am enjoying my retirement. So yeah, I don't need to go back to work. I don't want to go back to work. I want to live a nice, quiet existence. But at some point, I am going to be opening up a hedge fund for the average Joe. I think I'm going to call it the Average Joe Hedge Fund. And we'll be paying out 20% per year monthly. Well, I think we might do monthly or we might do quarterly. I haven't figured that one out yet, but it's still in the works. But I'm looking for 13 in total. 13 in total board members. Okay, so there'll be 13 board members. You got to have an odd number. And then we're going to be doing what you see me doing here. What's a hedge fund? Hedge fund. Okay, you're looking at stocks right now. So if you buy the stock right here, it's going to give you a certain rate of return at the end of the year. I don't know what this one is particularly, but we're going to be offering 20%. Now, I don't know of any other stocks that offer 20%. But that's what we're going to be doing. And that's what I'm looking for. I am looking for like-minded people that have the same philosophy, looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, 1% per week is a nice rate of return. And yeah, there are a lot of fees and a lot of the BS that go with it, but we can't guarantee anything over 20% because the insurance companies won't allow us. They might not even allow us to do 20%. Anyway, oh boy, Jacob. Yeah, I'll get 5%. Good for you, L-Dog. All right, so let's keep going, take a look at these questions. All right, hopefully I'd answered that question. I want the calendar, MSFO. I'm pretty sure I can say no to MSFO. I never heard of it. Okay, so let's take a look at MSFO. Yeah, ETF, that's a no. Okay. English to Spanish, yeah. Monthly optionable stock. I don't like them. They don't pay the same. How much do you need to invest in a hedge fund? Well, we're making it for the average Joe. So it's going to be up for discussion. Okay, I was embarrassed. No, Laurie, don't feel embarrassed. Everyone is new at some point in time. Okay, I don't know if you had a chance yet to go to the Discord and talk to some of the guys in the Discord. They're very friendly. They're easy to talk to. And hey, brother, it's me again. Jewish 87. Let's keep on going. Thoughts on Walgreens going down today? Jerry, I'm not sure Walgreens went down today. WBA. 874. Ooh, it did. Damn. Damn. Jerry, I'm right with you. I'm new. Andrew, all right. Brooke, I can build you a house from start to finish, but I don't know how to turn on a computer. What's wrong with my name? Absolutely nothing wrong with your name, 87. I'm just going to call you 87. Okay? Some things are just inappropriate to repeat. All right. Andrew, nothing wrong with being new. We're all new at one point in time. 20-some-odd years ago, I knew not very much. All right. WBA, we've been watching this and watching this and watching this. And can I say watching it again? Okay, we've been following this thing. Falling. Now, we thought the bottom was last Thursday. Well, it was. The 30-day bottom was last Thursday. Friday was an update. Monday was an update. Tuesday was an update. Today was a little bit down. Well, let's see how long that lasts. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. You're also selling. Well, you know, it is what it is. I'm not really selling anything here. Not once will you hear me saying you need to buy this, you need to go here and buy that. Nope. Someone asked me what I was doing, so I answered the question. Much respect, thank you. Sounds good. Why a hedge fund and not a structured income fund? Well, Darbenly, totally clueless on the workings of either one. Okay, I know how a hedge fund works. Great for you for guiding and sharing knowledge. Well, that's what I'm doing. You should be able to have enough money to not need to raise money if this works. Okay, puppies and fun. I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this question. If I pay for you to enter, what risk do you have? I have this, actually, it's not my own saying, but I got this from Tony Robbins' hold on, I'll think of his name. Tony Robbins. It's funny, I can see the picture of him right in my face. Both of them. Russell Brunson. Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, and there's another one. I'll think of it in a minute. But here's the thing. Okay? You're absolutely right. I have enough money to do it. But why should I do it for you and you not have any risk to it whatsoever? So here's what I get to tell you. Those who pay attention. Those who pay more attention. If I give you something for free, what is it worth to you? It's worth absolutely nothing because you have no skin in the game. You have no money on the line. And people who get something for nothing have no value to it. So no, I don't give away anything anymore except for this one trading strategy. And this one trading strategy, I call it a stair-step strategy. First of all, it is simple. It is safe, it is predictable, and it is consistent. I'm looking for a consistent, predicted 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. That is my goal. 1% a week is over 50% per year. Yeah, I show you how to do this. And I ask, if you are serious and you want to join, I am a stockbroker who traded for over 32 years. The only way hedge funds work is people, hold on a second. The old fund is if people invest in it and once the investment stops, the stock crashes. Yeah, Igor, I get that. Okay, now I've been trading for close to 20 years. This trading strategy, yeah, I get it. This trading strategy I created 15 years ago when my 9-year-old daughter, 9-year-old little girl asked me, Daddy, can you teach me to do what you're doing? I said, okay. So I had a couple of issues. Number one, it had to be simple. Remember, my daughter was 9 years old at the time. As a matter of fact, for those of you who've never met my daughter, when she was 9, let's go over to YouTube. Just for the fun of it, YouTube, 2 live streams, my videos. Let's go to the oldest videos that I have.
Hi, I'm JC, and as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks.
Now, what you can't see, or you might not be able to see, is behind her is a whiteboard. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, so on and so forth. The calendar. I had to write it out on a whiteboard and do it longhand because they didn't have the EX Dividend calendar 15 years ago when I taught her how to do this. And it will tell you how many different stocks that are available on a on a monthly and weekly basis.
And every month you'll be...
There's over 21 days in the month. What does that mean? That means every single day you can buy a different stock. 12. You can buy 12 different companies for the whole year and still make one every 10 days. Okay, so you get 2 January, 2 February, 2 March.
Okay, so that's me. I had a little bit more here 12 years ago. But here's the thing. I forget where I was going with that conversation. All right, so anyway, yeah. Puppies and fun, yeah. I have enough money to do it, but then why would I invite you if you have nothing on the line? That's it. Great for you, guys. Okay, here we go. Flash forward thing, that's funny. Gerald, Geraldo, what is the criteria to be part of the hedge fund? How do I get to be part of your hedge fund? Well, there's going to be two different entries on the hedge fund. There's going to be just the regular Joes, which is, I'm assuming, most people, and then there would be board members. Now, board members do have a buy-in because I'm not putting my own money up. It's our money together. I'm putting my equal shares. Everyone's going to have equal share going in. It's not what I'm talking about. Let's continue what we're doing. How much do you invest into double jump? First Fireman Sam. Thanks for sharing your knowledge, and by the way, it's a blessing for your family. Thank you very much. Yeah, because right now, to be totally honest with all you guys, my children have no interest in money at all. They don't. Okay? My oldest son is 35, my youngest son is 30, and my daughter is 25. Now, I taught her how to do this when she was 9. She's now 25. Okay? Now, that being said, all right, I'm creating this hedge fund for my grandson, who's 4 years old at the moment. So I got 14 years to build this thing up. So I'm in no great hurry. Okay, I'm looking for a decent set amount of people, and we're going to go from there. That being said, let's keep on moving forward with the stocks because I don't want to talk about the hedge fund at the moment. If you guys are really interested in it, DM me and we'll talk to you about it, and I'll get a PPL out to you. How do I join your trading group? Well, the trading group, right here at the 10-minute trader, the top left corner, you see the picture of my face. It says Dividend Stock Talk on there. You click onto that, they'll take you to the link, which goes to the 10-minute trader. Okay, if you do your research on the 10-minute trader, you'll see that I have owned the 10-minute trader for over 20 years. All right, just click on that, which says live trading right there. And then that will take you to my Patreon, Dividend Stock Talk. Sounds familiar. It looks familiar. Let's get back to the stocks because that's not what we're here for. Okay, Trev, talk about that one. How do I join the trading group? Why a hedge fund, not a structured income fund? Darbenly, I'm kind of interested. I've never heard of a structured income fund before. So we'll take a look at that. Kevin, what are the qualifications to become a hedge fund board member? Is investment required? Yes, investment is required to become a board member because you get a whole shitload of perks along with it. Why a hedge fund? Okay, we already talked about that, Darbenly. And Coffee Break Logistics, Jose, thank you for that. What's your Discord channel name? Unfortunately, Kerry, the Discord is only for the members. It's a members only group. I give away enough information here. All right, I have 6 different accounts. I share 3 of them with you guys. So you can actually see all the trades I do and see if it makes sense to you. What's the Discord channel? Robert. Little Rabbit, hi. Pfizer. Ooh, Boyd Gaming, cool. I doubt it'll be ready next summer. Sorry. All right, we just looked at Walgreens. Let's take a look at Pfizer, PFE. Pfizer was up for consideration this week. We didn't get to it because there were other stocks that we actually bought instead of Pfizer. First thing I always want to see with everything, where's the high, where's the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? It's at 29.66. I can buy it 29.63. Now, here's something, a little tidbit. Not sure if you guys knew this or not, but let me take a look at this question first. I support your dedication and I hope you succeed, but to people who are viewing you are strongly recommended to invest in hard asset stocks. I get that. Most hedge fund companies are pump and dump deals. Yep, Igor, well, that's why I'm doing this for the next 2 years. So you can actually see my strategies and see my commitment. Now, I've been doing this and you can see all my trades all the way back to 2012. I think that was the first time I shared my trades. But I have no intention to do pump and dump, and this is something I'm going to create to hand down to my grandchildren. So yeah, I get what you're talking about. So I'd like to think I'm a little bit different than those other hedge funds. All right, so let's take a look at Pfizer. High, low, where was it, where is it? Now, you may or may not catch this unless somebody points it out to you. The last trade right here, 29.66. See up here the numbers? The very top line has to do with the stock itself. Everything below that top line has to do with the options. Now, take a look at the number. The last trade, Okay, it closed today. The very last trade was $29.66. Anytime you see something that don't look right, 29.66. The bid, 29.61. That's less. The ask, 29.63. That's less also. So when you have both the bid and the ask lower than the last traded price, the market maker is going to push it down. Now that's from years of experience. When the bid and the ask are higher than the last traded price, well, the market maker is going to push it up. Usually, the bid is less and the ask is higher. But when they're both going to one side or the other, that's the direction that the market maker is leaning. All right. So that being said, I could buy it tomorrow morning at $29.63. The 29.50s are going for 16 cents for this week, but there's only 2 days left, Thursday and Friday. Okay, not a lot of time value there. So what we want to do is you want to take a look at next week's. So next week's 29.50s are going for 46 cents, which is not quite 2%, but it's over 1.5%. Now I like 1.5%. All right, thoughts on STX. We looked at STX last night. That's Stargate. Is it Stargate? Seagate, sorry. Oh, so before we do Seagate, let's take a quick look at seasonality. What does Pfizer normally do? Normally, take a look at this before I even change. Okay, for those you don't know, seasonality, this is a seasonality chart. All the way to the left is January 1st, all the way to the right is December 31st. So the blue line represents the movement for this year. This blue dot right here is today. The red line is 10 years worth of average movement. That's how the stock normally moves this time of year. Take a look at this right here. Fourth quarter. That goes from here all the way up nicely. I like that movement towards the end, to the fourth quarter. Okay? Okay. So we can follow you in the live to see how your strategy works before going to the Discord. Of course. Okay, now Lewis, you're new here. Okay? 'Cause I'm really good with names. I know when people have been here and people who show up consistently. Bama Redneck, he's here every night and he's been here for a couple of months. Okay? There's other people that have been here for months. There's even people that have been here since January and still come back. Of course, they're insane. Why the hell they want to listen to me every day is beyond me. But hey, it is what it is. I teach something that might be valuable. And a lot of people do make a lot of money doing what I'm doing. Now, the reason why I'm looking for 1% per week, because as much money as you think I have, I don't. I took the last 10 years off and did absolutely nothing. I sold my corporation when the wife left. She took the kids. So what am I going to do? So I sold the corporation, took my money, spent it all, traveled the world. Now I'm back. And I've been working the past couple of years as a handyman. Okay, give me something to do. But I retired in September, or was it October or November? I don't know. But I haven't even been retired for a year yet. So the money that I do have set aside is enough that 1% per week pays all my bills, and I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm watching my Reds. Tells me I need to learn more. Okay, Trev, you're new here. It's okay. Keep coming back. I'm here every night. Now, you guys don't know me very well, for you guys that are new. Okay, Robert, we are going to take a look at Seagate. Hold on a second. Now, for those you don't know and those you just showed up, I made a commitment to be here every single night. So every single night since January 2nd, I have been here. Now, I missed 2 nights. One, I was sick as a dog. The other one, I had to take someone to the emergency room. By the time I got back, it was like 3 in the morning. For people who want to make 100% guaranteed, 11, 13% month return monthly. Uh-oh. All right, hold on. Oh, what was that question? It was an interesting question. For those people who want to make 100% guaranteed 11 to 13% return monthly and only got $20,000 to invest, let's again. Go with Energy Mutual Fund and get paid in dividends monthly with 0 risk. Well, Igor, I'm not 100% sure that's correct, but I'd like to get a ticker symbol. Energy Mutual. Energy Mutual. Can't find the symbol for Energy Mutual. So let's go to Google and see if Google knows what it is. Energy Mutual Fund. Stock symbol. Okay, Energy Mutual stock symbol. Top Energy Mutual funds. Energy Mutual funds. VGENX. Okay, VGENX. VGENX. It has no options. Okay, well, we ain't getting a weekly. Oh, what the hell is that? How the hell can you tell me? All right, never mind. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and find out the exact numbers. VGenX. All right. VGenX. Okay. 2007. It was $1.16. Then it dropped to 2 cents. Then it went to 1.24. Then it went to 3 cents. Then it went to 92. Then it went to 0. Then it went to 98 to 2 to 108 to 5 to 129. This thing's all over the freaking place. Okay. 07. And it only pays twice a year. 14. Only once in 2015. Once in 2016. Twice 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Summary. Five-year average return. It's not even giving me a 5-year average return. Year-to-date return. Okay, so Igor, I'm going to be a little bit unhappy about this scenario because you're saying 11 to 13% return monthly and only get, yeah, okay. That's totally wrong because year-to-date return is 14.21%. Okay, we're in week number week number 38, I think. Week number 38. 1% a week is 38%. This thing only has 14% year-to-date. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. All right, so Igor, totally wrong, dude. Yahoo Finance is saying that the year-to-date return for your energy stock that you're talking about, yeah, 14.21%. And it doesn't even have options, so that's going to be a no. Thanks. There's so many stocks, Discord. Igor, look up the link I sent you. It's not a stock, it's Dividend. Okay? All right, I'm not seeing anything that you sent there, dude. Okay. It's not stock, it's dividend. Okay, historical data. Dividends only. All the dividends. Okay, so Igor, here's where I'm having an issue, okay? Number one, it doesn't have 20 years, or does it have? Yeah, it does have 20. But look at the numbers. 3 cents, 43 cents, 0, 42, 2 cents, 34, 29, 2 cents, 22, 0, 28, 24, 1, 31, 2, 33, 1, 35, 1, 35, 40, 0. Yeah, hell no. I'm sorry. I don't care how long you've been a stockbroker. Really, I don't. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Why the hell would I buy anything that does not consistently increase? Look, it's 43 here in 1990. Okay? 95, it's 28. Well, that's less. That's going backwards. Okay? Now, look where we are now. 2001, 40 cents. Okay? March 27, 2024. 5-cent dividend. Hell no. Sorry, dude. That just, no. Nope. Nope, nope. Nope, 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 and double nope, nope, nope. Let me get back to where I was. All right, let me stick to companies that have consistently increased their dividends every single year. Okay? STX, let's go there. STX, Seagate. Now, first thing I want to look at always is the high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? Where is it currently at right now? 102.53. The 10. Yep, this one's going down again tomorrow also. 102.53. The bid 102. The ask 102.39. Both lower. So the 103 is going for 80 cents for this week, and the 103 for next week is going for 180. So the one for next week is giving you well over 1.5%. I like 1.5%. If you look at 1.5% for a year, well, that's close to what is that? Hold on a second. Take my calculator. Let's find out exactly what this is. So 102.39. The 103 is going for 180. So 180 divided by 102.39, that gives me a rate of return of 1.75% for the week. Well, that's a week and a half. So let's say 1.5. We multiply that by 51 weeks, because it's for 2 weeks. And it comes to 89% a year. Well, I like 89% a year. Do I always get 1% a week? No, I don't. Sometimes I make more, sometimes I make less, but it does average to more than 1%. And for those of you guys who don't know, here are all my trades so far for this year. I don't hide anything. Okay, and I actually have these for last year and the year before. All right, but I only put up 1 year at a time. So here's this year. Week 1, 2.12. Week 2, 1.3. Week 3, 0.85. Week 4, 0.9. Week 5, 1.03. So on and so forth. All 30 some odd weeks. Where are we now? 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So we're in week number 37. All right. Let's get back to where we were. So STX Seagate, here we are at last 30 days. Last 30 days. Okay. 30 days ago, Seagate was at the 30-day bottom. And that was 94.28. 2 weeks later, we're at the high on the 26th of August. That was 3 weeks ago. Okay, and that high was 105.23. So she goes up, pulls back, goes up again. Now she's in a current upward trend. How much further is it going to go before she turns around and comes back down again? Now, I don't like it this high because your bottom's way down here at 94, and you're currently at 102. Well, the high is at 105. See, we are the buyers and we are the sellers. If it was worth 106, 107, 108, well, it would have hit it already. But it hasn't. Look at, here we go, on the 20th, right here. The 20th, it hit a high at 105. All right, next day, the 21st, 104.90, 105.21, 104.67, 105.23. 5 days up in that area. Not once did it go over 106. So what makes you think that this trend right here is going to keep going? Now, I like just 1% return. So I jump in, get my 1%, and then jump on out again. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so if I'm going to jump in tomorrow morning, the 102.39s, I'm going to sell next week's for 180. Get that 180. Do I really care what she does then? Well, kind of. I want it to stay where it is or go up. Okay, I'm a little bit leery because how high it is opposed to the 30-day bottom. Because at one point, when you go from 95 to 102, That's 8, 9. That's almost an $8 increase. An $8 increase on a $95 stock. Well, that's just shy of 10%. So think about it. At 5%, I'd be jumping out, taking my profits. But that's me. I like to take my profits because here's the thing. It's not a profit until you take it. Okay? Nobody ever went broke taking profits. Okay, thanks, because there's so many stock discords and over been long-term investor for 30 years. Wow. Okay, the longest I've been investing for 20 years, so you got 10 more years on me. I've been investing for 20 years, and the longest I've ever held anything is 9 months. That's it, 9 months. The longest I've ever held anything. And I didn't do it because I wanted to. I bought it was Kimberly Clark last year. I bought it, she dropped, it floated in the bottom for a little bit, came back up, I sold it for a profit. I have a couple of rules. Number one, never buy something you don't understand. Number two, never sell at a loss. I know that feel, bro. Several energy stocks pay out monthly dividends. Yes, I'm aware of that. Issues is that they are extremely high risk. Okay, I don't like high risk. Okay? And just because they pay out monthly, okay, you take all those dividends, you add them up, and you divide it by the purchase price. That gives you the yield. Okay, you buy a share, at whatever price it's at. Here, it's right now, at this moment in time, 102.39. And the the dividend, what the hell is the dividend for STX? STX. STX. All right, so STX has a dividend of 70 cents. And its EX date is the 23rd. So we're currently at the 11th, right here. So in 2 weeks, here's the dividend. Okay, 70 cents. So what yield is that? Well, it's currently at 102.53. All right, so we take the 70 cents, we multiply it by 4 because they pay a dividend every 90 days, which is 4 times a year. Multiply that by 4, and that's the earnings per share, $2.80 per share. Now I'm going to divide that by the purchase price at this moment, 102.53, 102.53, and that gives you an annual yield of 2.7%. Okay, some people think 2.7 is good. I don't. I like 1% a week. But that's me. Call me strange. All right. Yo, bro, what do you think about trading bots? Okay, Igor, I put $500 last in, and I have been making a steady 13% every month without a loss, and I guess my 500,000. Uh-oh. What did he just say? Okay. Okay, Igor, I'm not quite sure what you mean, because I put $500 last year and have been making a steady 11 to 13% every month without a loss. And guess what? My 500 is still my money, and that I can always pull back. Well, good for you. You haven't given me a ticker symbol, so I can't take a look, and I can't share it with people. So, and if I can't make a consistent, yeah, I see it, 500 grand. Good for you. Well, if you got 500 grand, what are you doing here? Okay, you really don't need this advice. $500,000. Yeah, I get that. I know what 500,000 is. All right. So on your stocks. Yep, I got that one. Uh-oh. AGNC. Okay. AGNC. All right, so here's AGNC. First thing I always want to take a look at, the high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? It's currently at $10.18. I can buy it tomorrow morning at $10.20. The closest strike price is going to be the 10, which is going for 24 cents. Once you subtract the 20 cents, it's not worth it. Sorry. AGNC is not worth it this week. Y'all hit that heart and let's do some roses. Oh, that's sweet of you. Alibaba. B-A-B-A. Now, I don't really trade Alibaba because the dividends really aren't that great. Ishar mi amor. Budweiser is a monthly optionable stock, which means you can only write a covered call once a month. once a month, it just doesn't fit. Because once a month you can only get you can only get one covered call per month. Now, a covered call is one of the safest trading strategies there is. You buy the stock, you sell the covered call against it. Okay. However, with a monthly optional stock, you can only do that 12 times a year. Like 12 times a year, that's not enough money for me. I like once a week, which is 52 times a year. What are your thoughts on AI automated hand freeze trading? Nope, I don't. I have seen enough of the, what do you call it, Terminator movies. I don't trust computers as far as I can throw them. Sorry, I actually write shit down, see? See, all this shit I've got written down. Whoops. See, all my trades, all the stocks I look at. Not the most elegant in the world, but hey, I grew up in a time frame where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay? Many times I've hit the wrong button, everything just erases. Yep, I don't do that anymore. I write it down on a piece of paper. Oh, Alibaba, last 30 days. Okay, she goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Too sporadic, all over the place. And currently, look at where she is. Your 30-day bottom over here at 77.50. Your high is at 85.75. And look where it is now, 84.81. That's too close to the high. Right? Even if I was going to do that, the 85s are going for 60 for this week. Next week, 155, which is a little over 1.5% for next week if you like Alibaba. I don't, because they don't pay the dividends the way I like. Okay, so Ish Budweiser, B-U-D. Okay. Budweiser's at a 30-day high. That's a definite no. Sorry, I just don't like 30-day high. 65.51, the 65s are going for 15, the 66s are going, yeah, not even enough money. Not even worth it. But is at a high, barely 1% for the first week. Look out, 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, the numbers just don't work. Lockheed Martin, LMT. LMT. All right, unfortunately, LMT's at the high also. Take a look. There's the high of the year, and here we are right now. Okay, way too much real estate down here than it is up here. All right, that's just a little too risky for me. Harbor Freight, never even traded Harbor Freight. I don't know what the ticker symbol is for Harbor Freight. Anybody know what the ticker symbol is for Harbor Freight? Darbenly. When it's the what Darbenly have to say? When it's that high, can you just look at the bid and ask price and calculate the continuation? Yeah, you could. Bud, B-U-D. But Budweiser, B-U-D. Okay, Budweiser, we could continue the continuation. But here's the thing. There's 266 trading days in a year. 266 trading days. So the odds of it going up one more time is 1 in 266. Okay? More than likely, she's going to come down. More than likely. Because when you go from 59, okay, here's your low 30 days ago, to 59 to 64, that's only $5. That's less than 10%. Braden, I do like AGNC, but not this week. Now, you'll see every once in a while, AGNC will have good numbers. Every once in a while, they won't. Just like Ford, just like a lot of companies. These numbers here change every single day. Some days they give you 1%, some days they don't. GOF, what the heck is GOF? No options on GOF, so that's going to be a no. Sorry, Zipnut. Also, AG&C is a monthly dividend. Okay. AG&C, there's a difference between monthly dividends and monthly options. Okay? Buffalo Trace, never heard of it. Alyssa, yep, collecting my AG&C dividend tomorrow. Cool. PDI, what is PDI? PDI. No option. That's going to be a no. Why was Vodafone a no? I didn't say Vodafone was a no. All right, take a look at the last 30 days for Vodafone. Okay, here's the last 30 days for Vodafone. 30 days ago, we're at $9.40. Shoots all the way up to $10.30. Okay, about 90 cents. Not a big move. I mean, it looks like a big move, but it's not. Okay, she pulled back, moving back up. From here, from 10.50 to 10.30, from sorry, 10.04 to 10.30. Yeah, that's a little bit too high for me. Where do you find that screen information chart on your right? This here, this is what you call the option chain. Okay, up top is the information on the stock. You got the open, the high, the low, the close, the bid, the ask, the volume. That's everything to do with the stock. Okay? Open, high, low, close, bid, volume. Underneath that is the option chain. 13 January, that's this Friday. 20 September, that's next Friday. 27 September, well, that's 2 Fridays away. For October, that's 5 Fridays away. Okay, this is a weekly optional stock, so every Friday you have an opportunity of doing a covered call. What are you using? I'm using Think or Swim. Now you can download it for free onto your computer or your laptop or whatever, but don't use it on a mobile device because it's just too congested, too much information. Yeah. Yeah, the numbers for Vodafone just don't work. At 10.06 tomorrow, if I buy it tomorrow morning, 10.06, and I sell the 10s, well, I got to subtract that 6 cents out of there. So then I'm walking away with 9 cents. Well, 9 cents is not 1%. Where do you find a screen info chart on the right? That's just the option chain. Whatever trading platform you use, whether you use Thinkorswim, whether you use Fidelity, whether you use Charles Schwab, whether you use Acorn, whether you use Robinhood, whether you use Investors Business, whatever trading platform you use, first of all, you won't be able to see the option chain unless you're approved for trading options. Okay, so if you're not approved for trading options, more than likely you won't see them. You won't see them in Robinhood unless you're qualified, unless you get approved for option trading. Thinkorswim, yep. Thanks, Chris. All right, let's keep on going. Oh, look at that. Caught up with all the questions. All right, so let's start looking at some stocks now. We looked at Nike first on my list. Second on my list is going to be Starbucks, SBUX. First thing, oh, wow, look at that big move. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Where is it currently going? Look, you got a gap up here, a gap down here, a gap up here, and look at this big move. That big move is going to have some pullback tomorrow, more than likely. But let's take a look. All right, last 30 days. There we go. Last 30 days. 30 days ago was the 30-day bottom at 74.50. Then she jumps up from 75 all the way up to 90, 96. Okay, pulled back, went up, pulled back. Now she's going up again. Look at that big move right there. Okay, she gapped up this morning and she kept on going. More than likely, there's going to be a little bit of pullback on that one because you're getting close to the 30-day high. I wouldn't jump into Starbucks. I'm actually going to write it down for 3 weeks from today. Shit. EPD. EPD. Okay, EPD. Let's take a look at EPD. How much does EPD do on their dividends? EPD. Oh, look at this. All the way to 1998. Take a look at the dividends. Went from 11 to 13 to 14 to 15 to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Consistently going up. That's freaking nice. I like that. All right, so oh, shit. What am I looking for? Let's see if EPD is on this list. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's pull this down. ABCD. EPD. So I was just checking because I wasn't very familiar with it, but EPD is on my list. Roger, is your son's name Ravioli? It is. You know my son. That's cool. My son's name's Ravioli. Seriously. Using your system on average, how many stocks do you buy per week and what dollar amount? Okay, Topol, I think you've asked that question before. Simone, how are you doing today? All right. So EPD is on my list. Cool beans. Last 30 days for EPD. First thing I want to see is your high, a little over 30. Your bottom, 25.60. Where was it? It was at 26.60. Now it's at 29.15. All right. So let's take a look. Currently at 29.40, the 29.50 is going for one. For next week's 29.50, we're going to say hell no to this one. I'm sorry, sir. I had the wrong stream the whole time. You did. Imagine that. All right. Who came up with EPD? All right, Joseph. I'm going to say no to EPD. Reason being, 29.40, the closest strike price is going to be 29.50. Well, this week it's going for 1 penny. Yeah, no. Next week, it's going for 8 cents. Yeah, no. Sorry, the numbers just don't work. So, Topol, your question. Using my system on average, how many stocks do I buy per week? All right, hold on a second. Well, this account has five stocks. This account here has 7. And this account here has 4. So, I guess that answers your question. One account has 4, one account has 5, and one account has 7. Now, I like to make them even. So with 4 stocks, it's 25%, 25%, 25%, so on and so forth. 5 stocks, it's 20%, 20%, 20%. 6 or 7, it's more like 15, 15, 15, so on and so forth. I like to keep them even. It makes it easier that way. Daya. Daya wants to take a look at Wally World. WMT. Wally World. WMT. All right, so Wally World's going to be a big fat no. Sorry, kiddo, take a look. It is actually at an all-time high at 78.84. I don't like being that high. Currently, the 79s are going for 73, not even 1%. So I don't like buying at a high because you make your money in the stock market buying low and selling high, not buying high and waiting for it to go higher. Yeah, sorry. Nick, ASTS, I can tell you no now, or I can pull it up. Let's try one of these cough drops, see if that works. Inspire me more. How are you doing? All right, so ASTS. Let's go to Yahoo Finance, ASTS, and find out what kind of dividends it has. Oh, That's why it's a no. ASTS, no dividends at all. That's a no. Sorry, Nick. See it? There are no dividends in the selected time period. No. Nick, launch tomorrow. I don't know what's launching tomorrow. Felix, good evening, James. Is there a way to tell by premium if the market is bullish or bearish on a stock? Yep, there is. And we talked about that a little while ago. You're just a little late. ASO. ASO. Okay, so here's ASO, which is Academy Sports. Really? I don't think I've ever done ASO before. ASO. Okay. Yep, and there's why right there. Okay, almost 3 years of dividends, and that's it. 22, 23, and then how many? 2 of them for 24. I mean, they are going up, which is a good thing. Okay? 2 new. Yeah, I see that, Nick. Applied Materials has been having trouble. Any thoughts? We looked at Applied Material earlier. AMAT. Applied Materials. Here's our high. Here's our low. Here's where we are right now, 185. We'll look at the 180s. The 185s for this week. 285. That's a nice number. For this week, for 2 days. That's over 1% for just 2 days. For next week, well, you're looking at over 2% for next week. All right. How do you feel about the jobless reports tomorrow? Don't even pay attention to it. Sorry. Because you look at it this way. Mike. It's Mike. Mike, look at it this way. The stock market's been around for over 400 years. All right? We're looking at stocks that have been consistently increasing dividends for more than 20 consecutive years. That's 2 decades. Okay? I don't think a stock that has been consistently profitable for over 20 years is going to be affected by a jobs report. Yeah, it might go down a little bit, but it's not going out of business, and they're definitely going to retrace if anything happens. Jane, would you ever roll a strike price out and up or out and down? Knowledgeable investor, great question. And the answer is, I do it all the time. And it always, always, always depends on the numbers. Okay? Now, you know I buy on Mondays. I sell my option on Mondays. So I buy the stock on Mondays. I sell the option on Mondays. V, I know it's forbidden to buy premium, but is there ever a case where you would? Nope. No. Now, to answer your question, V, hold on a second. Knowledgeable investor, I'm going to get you in a second. Hold on. V, 80% of all options expire worthless. Hey, Doc, you thought you'd sneak in without me seeing you. I see you there, Doc. 80% of all options expire worthless. So there are 3 different people that do options. Okay, number 1 is the stock buyer. He wants to buy a stock at a discount, so he buys an option and he waits to see if the stock goes up, and then he gets to buy it at a discount. Okay, that's one person. The other buyer is the person who buys the option and hopes for it to double or triple. That's an option buyer. Okay, not a stock buyer using an option to decrease the value. I mean, to buy it at a discount. No. The option buyer buys an option and hopes the stock go up, and then the option value goes up, and then they make money that way. They're usually looking to double, triple, or quadruple their money. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. And the third person, such as myself, is the option seller. So with 80% of all options expire worthless, well, I want to be selling those. So I buy the stock, I sell the option, and I hope that option expires worthless. That's it is what it is. Okay, I buy the stock, I sell the option against it, and I hope that it goes to 0. Because 80% of all options expire worthless. I'm new to this. How is gaining more than 2% good? It is the amount or stock you buy that makes it. User 65, 36, 39, 53, 367. Okay. What were your parents smoking when they named you, dude? Seriously, think about it. Now, you're new here. I know absolutely nothing about you. Now, what I'm looking for, this is just my trading strategy. This is just what I'm doing and I'm sharing with you guys, okay? This is not advice. This is not advice, and this is nothing more than pure entertainment. I buy stocks for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. 1% per week comes to 50% per year. It is simple, it is safe, it is predictable, and it is consistent. Okay? Now, it takes me less than 10 minutes to do my own personal trading. So if you go back, where was it? Right here? Right there. Okay, so if you take a look at the 3 accounts that I share with you, account number 1 is currently at 142. 142. So 1% of 142,000 is $1,400. If it takes me 10 minutes a day, every day, which is 50 minutes, so let's put it for an hour. So for 1 hour, I make $1,400 in this one particular account. Well, then I have an account here with current balance at 167. Well, 1% of 167 is 1,600. And then here it's currently at 131. 1% is 1,300. So, when you ever hear any of my videos, it's always, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Now, also, if you look under Google, under the 10-Minute Trader, you'll also see that I've owned this website for close to 20 years also. So, yeah, if you're new, if you're looking to make a huge amount of money, you're in the wrong place. This is slow, this is boring. Hana! Hi, I'm new to this channel and I love it. I'm just wondering, what's your opinion on... I'm going to ignore the last part of that one. So we're just going to forget you even said that. Oh, shit. I'm not used to talking so much, so my voice is having an issue. Now, I've been doing this for 3 hours every single day since January, so my throat's getting a little bit sore. Suit yourself. Yeah, Hannah, that was inappropriate, and I appreciate you didn't do that again. Okay? So, the Qs, I don't do the Qs, but let's go back to knowledgeable investor. James, you ever roll strike? Yes, I do that all the time, and it always come back to the numbers. Okay, what did I buy the stock for on Monday? What did I sell a covered call for? Where is it currently? Okay, now, anytime you buy or sell, the numbers are what they are, and you really can't escape them. So when the stock goes up, the option value goes up also. But if stock goes down, the option value goes down also. But then here's the thing. If the stock stays the same, well, the option value goes lower because of the time decay. Okay, so as time ticks away, I buy on Monday and I sell on Friday, and I'm hoping that on Friday it's worthless. So if it's worthless on Friday, I take a look at what are the numbers. What are the numbers next week? So, to quote the great John F. Kennedy, we cannot answer the questions of Friday afternoon before the market closes with the information we possess today. Now, this morning I did roll forward about 4 or 5 positions. I did roll forward about 4 or 5 positions to free up a little bit of money because I had a couple of positions that need to be fixed. Okay, it's Mike. Mike, I don't like the Qs. Okay, now the Qs have daily options. Okay, and the Qs don't have weekly or monthly or quarterly dividends. So it's hard to judge when is the Qs going to move, because when you look at a dividend stock, they have a tendency to increase in value just before the dividend is paid out. That's why we look at the calendar. Okay? You can see the first week here in September, we have Nordstrom's, Halliburton, Newmont, Bank of America, General Motors, Kimberly-Clark, and Pepsi. You've probably heard of every single one of those except for maybe not Kimberly-Clark. Ah, blood looks like a pelican find Nemo. Okay, cool beans. Now, you probably know most of them. AIG, Altria, PHM. What the heck is PHM? Damn it. Pulte Group. Okay, PHM, Pulte Group. Not one I normally trade, but it's on my list. Now, every single one of these green dots represents a company I have no issues whatsoever buying. So if it pops up, well, it's an automatic yes for me for buying it because I've already done the fundamentals. Okay, what's the stock price? What are the dividends? What's the earnings per share? How consistently are they with their dividends? What is their book value? A lot of information you can get from the fundamentals. But once you approve the stock, great, put it into your calendar every 90 days. Look, here's Comcast and here's Cisco. Every 90 days, I will buy Comcast and Cisco. How long have you been doing this? Over 20 years. Okay, now, I forgot where I was going. And that's why I'm a seller in options. Well, knowledgeable, it's cool. You all can learn a lot. Okay, knowledgeable, uh-oh. I'm an option seller. I stay away from buying. I don't blame you. 1% of a week, yep. Cash covered puts. Now, dog, I love cash covered puts. I do, but I do not teach them here. Okay? I do not teach them here, but I do teach them in my morning trading group, and I do some in my morning trading group. I like to stick to one and only one trading strategy that I give away for free. It's a simple strategy, it is a safe strategy, and if you do it right, you can get about 50% or more per year. Shit. Slow and steady, you got it. Thanks for clearing that up, you got it. Anki, I really need help with writing contracts. Well, Anki, they're really not that difficult. Okay? First, you have to buy the stock. Once you buy the stock, well, then you can write the contract. Let's do a couple of them. Send tacos. All right, send tacos. I'm not going to pay attention to you keep doing crap like that. Okay? All right, Anki. Let's take a look at one. We're actually going to do a trade here. Now, this is one of the reasons why I like Think or Swim. I'm not going to do the Qs. Let's look at Devon Energy, DVN. Nope. Citigroup. Nope. Yeah, let's do Citigroup. Why not? 57, 57, cool. All right. I like Citigroup. Ying. Wow. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Raldo. The throat issue. Boiled water with ginger and lemon juice. Add honey to taste. Drink warm or hot. Well, Raldo, thanks for that. I'm actually drinking. I've tried a lot of different stuff. I tried a hot toddy, which is lemon, honey, and in a tea with whiskey. Ugh, I hate that. All right, and then I've tried, well, right now I'm drinking, the only thing that seems to be working well is water with honey in it, because it goes down slow and it feels good. But I'll try that. Boil some water with ginger, lemon juice, and add honey to taste. Drink warm. Okay, I'll give that one a try. See what happens. All right. So what were we talking about? We're about to do something. Corona. Love your Brenda. Oh yeah, we're going to actually do a trade. All right. All right. So let's actually do a trade now. We're actually going to do Citigroup. First thing I want to take a look at, the high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? What direction is it going? And what's the current price? Current price right now, 57.42. The closest strike price is going to be the 58, which is going for 23 cents, which is 0.5% for this week, for 2 days. Next week's 57.50 is going for 98 cents. Okay, that's well over 1%. Now you ask yourself, do I like Citigroup? Well, I love Citigroup. They've been around for over 100 years, not going anywhere. They're huge. All right, let's take a look at the last 30 days. The last 30 days for Citigroup, 30 days ago, we're at 58. She shoots up to the 30-day high, let's call it 63. and then she drops. Today is the 30-day bottom. All right, so just for the fun of it, let's buy it at the 57.30, which is at this moment the 57.50. So I like the 57.50 for next week. Okay, so that's what I like. Now, let's buy the stock and sell the covered call at the exact same time. And you'll see one of the reasons why I like Think or Swim. All right, so first thing I want to do, get rid of the chart because I already like it at 57.50. All right, we're going to call it quits very shortly because it's starting to hurt and I don't want to lose my voice. And I just lost the cover. It's around somewhere. It just so happens to blend in with the rug. Why are you teaching for free? What drives you? Well, Joshua, what drives me is I'm at a point in life where I feel compelled to give back to my fellow brothers and sisters. I'm also documenting my my business. Okay, now it's just getting started. It's about 2 years old, and we're slowly working towards doing either a hedge fund, a mutual fund, or some way to share the wealth with those who don't have the time or effort to do it. All right. Now, I've already said that I like the 57.50s. This is the option chain. Very first thing I want to do. Can you explain a bit more how it works? Well, Joshua, you just got here. What I'm doing is a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's over 50% per year using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. And those are companies that have consistently increased their dividends for more than 20 consecutive years and have weekly options. Safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. That was pretty quick. Elevated pitch, less than 15 seconds. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I like Think or Swim. I'm going to change it from single and I'm going to go to covered calls. Okay? It's called a covered stock. You guys use algos, etc.? No, I don't. All right. Remember I said I like the 57.50s? Okay. Here's your strike prices over here. 55, 56, 57, blah, 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 blah. So I want next week's, which is 20 September. Okay, that's not this Friday. That's next Friday. So if it's going to be next Friday, well, I want some money for this week and some money for next week. So I'm looking for at least 1.5 points. Okay, here's the buy right there. I'm going to click on that. And what happens? Well, automatically it opens up, where I buy the stock and I sell the option all at the same time. Okay, that's what I like to do. Now I have it set for 1,000 shares and 10 contracts, but you can change that. I guess you guys have a mechanism to manage risk, right? Joshua, you're new, just sit tight. It should make sense. All right. All right, let's keep on going. Very first thing I want to do, change from limit order to a market order, hit confirm and send. Here's the order itself. Now I always tell people, repeat the order out loud because just seeing it, sometimes the eyes can fool you and you hit the wrong button and you can lose. Okay, gray matter, you're looking for the link to the Discord. You actually have to be a member of the morning trading group to be in the Discord. All right, sorry, it is a paid service. Sorry, I give enough information here for free. I got to save something. All right, so here we go. Buy 10 covered C, which is Citigroup. 20 September 24. That's next Friday. That's a weekly. The 57.5 call. That's the 57.5. That's the one I told you that I liked. At the market, to open to open. Now the reason it says to open, anytime you're doing anything in the stock market, you have to open an order, but then you have to close an order. Okay? It's not buy and then sell, because in the stock market, you can sell first and buy later. Okay, great. Well, what we're doing here is we're buying the stock and we're selling the option against it, all in one fell swoop. Here we go. The break even is going to be 56.36. Well, the stock right now is at 57.42, and my break even is 56.36. So if the stock stays where it is, I'm making my money. If it goes down a little bit, I'm still making my money. If it goes up, I'm still making the money. I like having all three going in my favor because stocks go three different directions. That's it. They go up, they go down, or they go nowhere. Okay? So all three opportunities, I'm making money. So the maximum profit is going to be $1,140. What is it costing me to do this trade? $56,000. Okay, so let's find out what the rate of return is. To find the rate of return, get my trusty calculator. I get the profit, which is $1,140. Okay, it says it right here. Maximum profit. Remember where I said safe, consistent, and predictable? I know what I'm going to make off of this trade before I even make it. There's my predictability and my consistency. Because I'm looking for 1% a week. Well, 1% is 1%. That's pretty consistent. All right. So 1,140 is my profit. What's it cost me? $56,366. So I divide it by 56,366. That gives me a grand total of 2.02%. Well, that's a 2% trade. Well, a 2% trade every single week is over 100% by the end of the year. Okay, so maybe you can't do 1,000 shares. So let's put this down here. Let's get rid of this. And let's change it to 300 shares. So 300 shares. Okay, well, look at this. My break-even's the exact same. The profit is only 342. So let's get my calculator out again. 342. I'm going to divide it by the purchase price of 300 shares. Well, 300 shares is 16,909. 16,909. Whoops. 909. There we go. Oh, look at that. 2%. Okay, whether you do 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 5,000 shares, the math is still the same. You take the profit, you divide it by the investment, that gives you your rate of return. It's 2%. So whether you get 100 shares, 300 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, it's still 2% trade. All right. Simone wants to take a look at Siri. Now, let's delete this. I don't need all this. Let's go back to where we were. So I forget who it was, but she mentioned something about writing a contract. Well, it's right there. And Charles wants to know the difference between a cash secured put and a covered call. Which strategy is better? There is no better, Charles. They're both basically the exact same thing. What do I mean by that? Okay. Cash secured put and a cash covered call. You're taking a big chunk of money, you're setting it aside, and you're making a return on it. So whether I do a cash secured put or a covered call, I still have to take a chunk of money and set it aside. That's it. They're both basically the same. How does the earning date play into your system? The earnings. I don't pay attention to the earnings at all, Topol. I don't. I've seen positive earnings where the stocks go down. I've seen negative earnings where the stocks go up. In my 20 years, I haven't seen a consistency like you have with the dividends. Because with the dividends, the stocks have a tendency to go up just before the EX date. Dina, how are you doing today? My bad. Oh, it's tea. Yeah, I tried tea with honey. I tried tea with honey and lemon. I tried tea with honey, lemon, and bourbon. Yeah, it doesn't work. It has to be fresh ginger. All right, we're going to take a look at Siri. Simone wants to take a look at Siri. Now, Siri just merged because it used to be a $3 or $4 stock. Now it's in the 20s. Okay, it's currently at 28. Okay, here's your high at 57, which is a load of bull because last year Siri was around $4 or $5. Okay, they did a reverse split. The bottom is here. Actually, the bottom was a couple of days ago. We're currently at 28.45, and they still have the options. They still have the options from when Siri was low. So I really can't tell you what the numbers look like. 30 days ago, oh, look at this. It's a good time to jump in, though. 30 days ago, we're at 31.50. We got a high at 36.25 and a bottom at 24.50. And 1 day to the upside. I like 2 days to the upside, and hopefully the options will come back online. So let's see if we go to all options, all strikes. Yeah, it doesn't even have all of them. They're right about the ginger. I add ginger honey anytime I got sore throat, and it helps tremendously. Option writing. Send. Judd, tremendously. Dina. An acupuncture session would do wonders for the scratchy throat. The scratchy throat comes from coughing so much due to, what do you call that? Post-nasal drip syndrome. Which I refuse to take medication for. Only because I just don't trust the doctors. And I don't trust pharmaceuticals. Hey, James and everyone. Wildcat Sam's here. Cool. I like to do it separately because I like to know what's my premium. Well, the premiums are right here. Okay? If you have it on single, right? If you have it at single, it tells you what the premiums are. But when you change it from single to covered stock, well, it doesn't tell you what the premiums are, but you know what the premiums are from the previous screen. Okay? All right, let's get going. Great job, 90 minutes. Jesus said salt is good. Try a dash of salt with your water. They said, someone told me to gargle with salt water. Okay, I'll try that. I'll try anything. You know, I remember a line from a movie. It was called War Games with Matthew Broderick. At the highlight of the movie, one of the generals say, "Oh, damn, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it would work." One of my favorite lines. Sean, Dina wants to take a look. How do I find the morning talk? Matthew, top left-hand corner. See where it says Dividend Stock Talk? Right, my face right there. You click on that, that will take you to the 10-minute trader, which is right here. Okay, the 10-minute trader. There's a link right there, live trading. Okay, that's one link there. If you slide down a little bit, do you see what it says right here? Investing your own money shouldn't be difficult. Stop making it more complicated than it needs to be. And the bottom says live trading, join our morning trading group. Okay, if you click on join our morning trading group, it will take you to the Patreon. It says Dividend Stock Talk and a picture of me. Crap. All right, let's get back to where we were. All right, Dell. Dina wants to take a look at Dell. D-E-N-A. It's supposed to say Dell, not Dina. D-E-L-L. Okay, first thing I want to see, the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? It's currently at 108.64. The 109s for this week, you get 2 days at 134 a share. That's over 1% for 2 days. So for next week, the 109s are going for 305. That's slightly less than 3%. Do you keep selling covered calls if it goes down until it gets assigned to the buyer? Of course. I don't want it to get assigned to the buyer. Damn. Thoughts on Kroger? Give me a second, Drew. We'll take a look at that in a second. All right, last 30 days. Last 30 days for Dell. Okay, here we go. Dell, 30 days ago, we're at 89. The high is 118. It pulled back. We got 3 days to the upside. Right now it's at 108.80. It's going to the upside. Cool. I like it at 109. I have no problem whatsoever buying Dell at 109. Celtic Salt. Let's take a look at Kroger. Kroger, here we go. KR. Kroger. Our high is at 58.20. Our low, 42. A year ago, we're at 46. We're currently at 51.50. I can buy it at 51.65. The 52s are going for 129. That's over 2% for 2 days. We get Thursday and Friday. And that, yeah, that's nice. All right, next week's 52s are going for 147. I like this week's 52s. Okay, all depends on how you like it. Matthew, thank you. Very interesting. Thank you, Matthew. And that's it. Oh, neti pot with salt. Made for twice a day will dry you up. Or at least let's make you feel better. Well, let's give that one a try. I actually have a neti pot. All right, Champ wants to take a look at Sony. Sony, S-O-N-Y. Last 30 days for Sony. Oh, looks interesting. 30 days ago, we're at 84. Jumps up to 98, pulls back to 90. Now we're at 93.77. The 94s for this week going 65. 94s for next week, 140. Okay, looks good. What does it normally do this time of year? Well, let's take a gander. This time of year, Sony goes a little down. Do you see that? Going to the downside. Going to the downside, nothing is real. She'll never know just how I feel. Yeah, so anyway, that's Sony, if you like Sony. But look where she is. The bottom is way down here at 80. We're currently up here at 93. There's more space here for it to come down, but she is in an upward trend. And I like 1 or 2 days to the upside. Okay? And this week, it doesn't look that bad. Jump in, get your 1%. Thank you very much. See you next 30 days. Do you buy stocks before earnings because of the higher volatility, expectations, higher premiums? No. I already said earlier, I don't even pay attention to the earnings. All right, I'm going to call it for the night. 1% a week, flash frozen, way to go. All right, so I'm going to call it for the night. I don't want to push it too far. You guys have a great night, and hopefully tomorrow we'll do a lot better. Done with Instagram. Tina, you're welcome. Where was I? Where was I? Come on, come on. No, this way. This way? There we go. Done. Done. Catch you guys later, guys.